exalt you, Jesus, for you are highly exalted.
In Jesus' mighty name we pray. You may sit down if you want to. There's difference between a hunger that comes from the spirit, from deep inside your spirit, and this religious show that we display. They are not the same. Like I've been telling us, one of it is a form. The other one comes from inside. When you are in a form, there's no fire. When you are demonstrating a form, nothing changes. You are the same. When it is just a form, the same way you came, that's how you go back. But when it is a hunger, until the fire is kindled, you are not satisfied. So when you display a form, it ends there. It does not give the satisfaction that the hunger has been craving for. So when somebody is bent on demonstrating a form, at the end of the day, nothing changes. People may see the person praying and sweating. People may see the person even speaking in tongues. But immediately the person walks outside the religious arena, the real person comes out. See, so many people come to church, but it's just to mark the register. And we must go beyond that. We must go far from that. There must be something each time you come that you are hungry to see. There must be an addition, something qualitative. I'm so concerned today because church today is all about packaging. And so we have people who are dancing in church on the broad road, on the broad way to hell. When you walk in sin and unrighteousness, spiritually you stink. When you walk in righteousness, spiritually there is a fragrance. And when we talk about favor, it is that fragrance of God upon us that makes you find favor even among your enemies. He says, when a man's ways, what? Pleases the Lord. Even what? His enemies will do what? Will live at peace with him. Don't be satisfied with just church. Don't be satisfied with religion. Don't be satisfied with position, office, titles. Don't be satisfied with that. Some people loved the Lord before they got some of those things and they became proud. They lost touch with God because they have recognized them as somebody who has something. Suddenly their prayer life dropped. Their spiritual passion dropped. I have observed, once most people are made pastors or deacon or deaconess, if you add to the pastor more title as a reverend, like my own, it becomes like a weight that suppresses them from worship. That is how many people are dying spiritually. When they came to the Lord, there was a fire. When they had an encounter some time ago, there was a fire. See, the fire we have is likened to the fire that is kindled by firewood. The illustration that Paul gave to Timothy when he said to him, neglect not the gift of God that is in you by the reason of the laying on of my hands, the hands of the presbyter. He said to him, fan it into flame. It is not your gas cooker. You don't fan that one, do you? Firewood. Once the wood is set, if you fail to fan it, gradually it will be going out. I know some of you don't know what that is. All right? Some of us were born in a time when we see all of that. We used it. All right? If you don't fan it, gradually the flame will begin to die. It will begin to settle. And then suddenly you won't see any flame again. What you will see red coal. The coal will be red. And after a while, it will begin to, the glow on the coal will begin to change to dark sections. And the dark sections will begin to go out. And then you're going to see more of the black then you have little glows on the coal. And if you don't fan it at that point, the fire is going to go out. And once the fire goes out, no fanning again will do anything. Hungry. Are you really hungry? When somebody is hungry, I found out that all the men of God used in the Bible, most of them, like Prophet Ezekiel, John in Revelation, that had extraordinary revelations, had an encounter, and they are similar. God showed them a scroll, which is representing the word written. A scroll, and said, take the scroll, and said, eat it. Before they began to access realms, they devoured the world. Many years ago, when I just came to the faith and was panting for him, I was like, oh God, use me. Oh God, use me. I was praying, and then one day he said to me, consume the word and let it consume you.
And you are highly exalted, Jesus, for you are highly exalted. Come on, let it be magnified. Say, Lord.